The arena pulsed with anticipation, a living, breathing force of energy as thousands of fans roared beneath the bright lights. This wasn't just another fight night. It was a stage set for destruction. At the center of it all stood Gennady Triple G Golovkin, the undefeated middleweight champion, a man whose reputation had been built on power, precision, and inevitability. Across from him, Willie Monroe Jr., a slick southpaw with elusive movement and sharp instincts, carried a different kind of threat, the kind that could frustrate, confuse, and survive. As the referee gave final instructions and stepped away, the tension snapped. The fight was on. From the opening seconds, Golovkin moved forward with calm authority, his eyes locked, his steps measured. Monroe circled the ring, light on his feet, flicking his jab and trying to control distance. It was a battle of styles, pressure versus movement. Golovkin didn't rush. He studied, cutting off the ring inch by inch, forcing Monroe into tighter spaces. Then came the first warning shot, a sharp right hand that slipped through Monroe's defense. The crowd reacted instantly, sensing the danger. Golovkin's presence was suffocating, his pressure relentless. Monroe responded with slick defense, rolling his shoulders and slipping punches, but even in these early moments, the pattern was clear. Golovkin was dictating the pace. As the round progressed, Golovkin began to open up, letting his hands go with more intent. Monroe stayed composed, but he was already being pushed into survival mode. The champion wasn't just fighting, he was calculating, setting traps, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash the storm that had defined his career. The second round began with a shift in intensity. Golovkin stepped in closer, his punches heavier, his intent unmistakable. Monroe continued to move, trying to stay elusive, but the space around him was shrinking. Then suddenly, it happened. A crushing left hook landed clean, sending Monroe crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted as shockwaves of excitement filled the arena. Monroe rose, but his legs told a different story. He wasn't steady, he wasn't safe, and Golovkin knew it. Like a predator sensing weakness, Golovkin closed in. He cut off the ring with surgical precision, trapping Monroe once again. Another barrage followed, and down went Monroe for the second time. The tension was unbearable. It felt like the fight could end at any second. Yet somehow, Monroe survived. The bell rang, giving him a lifeline, a moment to recover, a chance to prove he belonged. In the third round, Monroe showed heart. He refused to crumble. Instead, he fired back. A sharp left hand snapped Golovkin's head, drawing a roar of surprise from the crowd. For the first time, Golovkin was being tested. Monroe found moments of success, landing clean shots and even digging to the body. It wasn't domination, but it was resistance, and it mattered. Golovkin, however, remained composed. He absorbed the shots without panic, stepping forward again, applying pressure, reminding Monroe that every second in the ring came at a cost. The momentum shifted back and forth, but the underlying truth remained unchanged. Golovkin was still in control, still hunting, still waiting for the next opening to end the fight. By the fourth round, the fight had transformed into a battle of will. Monroe, against all odds, stood his ground longer, throwing combinations with growing confidence. He even landed a clean straight left that echoed through the arena, a moment that forced Golovkin to acknowledge the challenge in front of him. But acknowledgement wasn't hesitation. Golovkin pressed forward again, relentless as ever, his mission unchanged. Respect didn't slow him down, it only sharpened his focus. As the fifth round unfolded, the pace began to take its toll. Golovkin targeted the body with heavy punishing shots, each one draining Monroe's energy. The movement that had once kept Monroe safe began to fade. His steps slowed, his reactions dulled. Still, he fought back, showing grit and determination, refusing to simply survive. The crowd could feel it. This wasn't just a showcase, it was a fight. Then came the sixth round. The end was near. A brutal right hand landed flush, staggering Monroe. Another shot followed, a devastating hook that sent him crashing down once more. The arena exploded as the referee stepped in, watching closely as Monroe struggled to stand. His legs were gone. The fight was over. A technical knockout. Victory for Golovkin. As the crowd roared and the announcer declared him still undefeated and still champion, one thing was clear. Golovkin had once again delivered. But beyond the power and the victory, there was something more. Monroe had shown heart, resilience, and courage. And Golovkin had reminded the world why he was feared. Not just for his strength, but for the unstoppable pressure that made every fight feel inevitable.